Can you guys hear me now? Can you hear me? Hello? Can you all hear me now? No sound. Oh, you can hear me now? You can hear me now? Okay. Thank you. I'm sorry, I'm sitting here talking to myself. For some reason, when you have a microphone plugged in and then you plug it out, for some reason, my MacBook had put it on this weird thing. So I'm sitting here talking and like nobody is responding. So I thought you guys could hear me. So welcome everybody. Welcome to the live. So sorry about that, guys. I'm getting better at this, trying to prepare because there is just so much going on. So welcome, guys. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit behind. I'm having, yes, exactly, Elena. Joys to technology. It's really weird because I'll have a microphone plugged in and then I unplugged it thinking it would be the MacBook mic, but then it put it on some weird random mic that I don't even know what that is. So anyways, I apologize. But hi, Sue. Sue has been very much under the weather. So thank you, Sue, for joining the live. I'm just now trying to get myself together. Hi, Judith. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Ivy House of Bark. Welcome to the live. I'm just trying to get some stuff together because there is just so many royal stories. And I always tell myself I'm going to have enough time to prepare. And then, like, I don't. So, anyways, we'll wait for some more people to join us. And then we're going to get into the news that we have going on. Yes. Sue, we're so glad to hear that you are doing better. She was not doing well yesterday and today. Hi, Richard. Hi, Susan. Thanks for joining me. I'm just trying to get some stuff together here for the presentation because we have a lot to discuss today. So let me just spend a couple of seconds here. Hi, Eva. Hi, Teresa. Oh, I love your analysis. Always spot on. Thank you. I appreciate that, you guys, so much. I'm trying to get a little better here at doing lives. I get a little shy, believe it or not, doing lives here. It's different when you have people listening than when you're just doing it at your home, right? Sue says, ER took good care of me. Are you home, Sue? I hope you're home and you are relaxing. She had a little issue this morning. So we are very glad that you are doing better. Hello, Amber. Thanks for joining. Hello, Lady Finnery. Welcome. Welcome to the channel. Oh, good, Sue. Steroids, antibiotics. Yikes. Yeah, just make sure you rest. Spend the day in bed if you can. That is for sure. Oh, I hope everyone is practicing their twerking. Yes, that is for sure. Got to get some good practice in there. You guys, that is such a I'm still in shock. I'm literally still in shock over that, guys. I still cannot quite wrap my head around what we were forced to watch and what happened. Yeah, Sue Smith, I cannot twerk. Yeah, that is for sure. So let's get into it, guys. So the twerk that was seen around the world, y'all. Oh my gosh. Now I didn't realize this, but some people had pointed this out to me that when Harry wrote his book Spare back in 2023, he actually did make a reference to the dance. He actually wrote about it in his book, which again, it's like they just don't help themselves. They can't seem to keep their lies and their stories straight. So when he wrote about it in his book Spare, he's like, the birth with Lily was just so different than the one with Archie. Again, for whatever reason, Archie gets the short end of the stick. It's always the golden child, Lily. And he wrote in his book, with Lily, the birthing was just full of love and joy. And we ate and we ate and we did the baby mama dance and we just had such a great time. Like, I've never in my life heard of anyone describe a birthing scene as just, we sat around and we ate and we twerked and it was full of love and joy. And it was just awesome. And it's like, have y'all ever been with a lady who had to go to the hospital and be induced? Yeah. I remember when my sister, who was in her late 30s, I think it was her second or third child, he was late and they had to induce her. So they put her in the hospital at 8 in the morning. She could not eat. Okay. She was nauseous. She was on ice chips and water. They immediately plugged her up to a machine in the bed where they were inducing labor. And it took quite a few hours. It was not a pleasant experience. So I'm not quite understanding how a 40-year-old geriatric pregnant woman during COVID, this was 2021, guys, they still had a lot of those procedures in place. People were still wearing masks, okay? A woman who was in her 40s, who had had a miscarriage a month or two, allegedly, before she got pregnant with Lily, okay, who had postpartum preeclampsia after her first child, is gyrating like she's trying to earn rent money, dropping it low. I personally can't even drop it that low. And I used to be a dancer in high school, okay, back in the day. This woman was not acting like a mother who was 9 months pregnant, overdue. The woman was dropping it like she didn't have a care in the world. They weren't worried about things that could go wrong after the postpartum preeclampsia and the miscarriage and her being in her 40s. Birth, people still die during childbirth, young women. There is an influencer who is a nurse influencer on TikTok in her 20s, a very healthy woman. Unfortunately, something happened and she passed away right after giving birth. Giving birth is not an easy thing. It's still a very dangerous thing for a woman. So for her to be up there dropping it like it's hot, eating, were they Netflix and chilling? Was this just a fun day for them? It makes no sense to me. And he literally described it in his book. We ate and we ate and we did the baby mama dance. For a woman who's, worried about giving birth, right? The birth is delayed. Things can happen. They're acting like, yeah, it was just a normal day at the park. And we're still dealing with COVID in 2021. But in his book Spare, he literally acted like it was just love and joy, compared to Archie. That kid's birth was a nightmare. We were still working royals then. Again, painting, Archie as the unwanted child and Lily the golden child born in love and joy and baby twerking, right? I just find that so weird that they would describe it that way. Yeah, Sue says a lot of info put was wrong. Exactly. Like, I've been with someone who had to have their labor induced. They're not going to let you running around with, you can't bring outside food. You can't be running around. You're hooked up to a machine. She wasn't hooked up to a machine. She was wearing that black Lila gown with jewelry. Outside jewelry is immediately taken off. I just find that whole thing to be extremely weird. TL says, watch the twerking video in slow motion and look near the bottom of the hospital bed at about the 0.40 mark. Meghan moves her leg and you can see the heel of the black high heel shoe. Yes. So a lot of people were saying that, some people were pointing out that that she could have been wearing high heels, and that could very well be. Very well be. I'm going to, while I'm talking to you guys, I'm going to try and get some more pictures in here. Twerking in high heels. I mean, right, Richard? I mean, she has a special skill. The woman can bend down at, 9 months pregnant with her legs closed and pet a dog, and she can twerk it out in the hospital. Sue says she thinks it was black socks. So what do y'all think? Do you think she was wearing high heels, or was she wearing some black socks? I don't know. I just find everything with Meghan, nothing makes sense. Absolutely nothing makes sense. Carol says, just from personal experience with my father in the hospital gown that was sterilized and no jewelry. Absolutely. I've never seen anybody who could go to a hospital and just do what they want. Maybe they got special treatment. But again, this was during COVID. This was a very heightened time. Wanda Co says, Meghan thinks she is so smart. No pregnant woman comes to the hospital unless labor be induced or have an elective CS. Absolutely. He was acting like they were Netflix and chilling, and they ate and they ate. And then she had an epidural, and then they left the same day after having postpartum preeclampsia. Sure. Absolutely. Palm says, definitely no jewelry. Even wedding bands are off. Yeah, everything about it seems wrong. My sister couldn't eat. They would not let her eat. She was on ice chips at 8 in the morning. She was hooked up. Okay? She was hooked up. And the song that they danced to was so unclassy. It was very, very unclassy. But I think Meghan is happy with herself, guys, because she definitely benefited. She benefited from it. Because, if I can get this up here, Meghan's Instagram, you guys, she's finally done it. Okay? She's finally done it. She's now at 3.5 million followers. Because for the longest time, Meghan Markle was going between 2.9 and 3 million followers. So I think her team realized that this was going to be a controversial gold mine. She is now at 3.5 million, and that just happened like yesterday. So she got 500,000 followers within a day or two after she posted that video. So I think they think this is a great look, because Meghan Markle's main goal is to be an influencer. Everything she's doing now is for her and her future. It has nothing to do with Harry. Harry just happens to be there. He's window dressing, because Meghan is on a mission to get the prime aims, because she is a narcissist. And now she's at 3.5 million followers after she dropped that salacious video, because controversy sells. So in my opinion, Meghan is very happy with herself. This is great for her and her brand, she thinks, right? She gained 500,000 followers right after that. Of course, the rest of us realized it's not. But again, I do believe that Meghan and her team thought that this was genius to put this out. And she's definitely gained now more followers. So it kind of makes you ask, what kind of followers does this woman have? Who are these people who think this is awesome? What kind of audience is she now catering to? Right? Because again, if you watch one of my previous videos, Meghan Markle has an identity crisis. She doesn't even know what to call herself, let alone what is her brand? Who is her customer? Who is her audience? Clearly, she's desperate. Clearly, this woman will do anything for a buck. I mean, I think we've all known that about Rachel Ragland. And now she'll do anything for a follow, anything for a view, anything for the gram. So she'll drop it like it's hot, like she's taking a squat in the woods, doing her baby mama dance because she got 500,000 followers out of it. That's like gangbusters for Meghan. So her team probably thinks that was a really good strategic move, right? But again, who are these people? Who are these followers that she got to follow her? Is it going to translate to dollar bills? Are they going to rush out to buy the restocking of her jam? I just saw a comment here. Let's see if I get it. Oh yeah. Just waiting for the sex tape to be released, right? Now we all heard the rumors. There might be one in existence, who knows? I'm surprised it hasn't come out, to be honest. But yeah, she has no class, no shame. I'm surprised Harry is okay with this. He's just letting her drop it out there. I really thought that she would have, like, after the backlash, she would have taken the video down. But no, it's still there. She's doubled down, guys. She's loving it because, again, she's getting a following. And this is what she wants to do. She wants to hit 5 million followers. She hasn't quite gotten there, but she definitely has a huge jump now that she put in this controversial video. But if you look at her whole page, it's like it's a very confusing brand. First, she's trying to act like she's June Cleaver. I'm June Cleaver, and she's out there in these very outdated, pretty aesthetic poses with this little jazzy, happy music with her doing flowers, with her dog. And then she's over here dropping it hot like she's a stripper earning rent money. It doesn't make sense with her aesthetic at all. It's very, very weird. Carol says Meghan has took Lily's birthday and used it, of course, to celebrate herself. Absolutely. Everything Meghan Markle does is an extension of herself, and her children are just accessories. So Meghan Markle, like I said, she is the martyr mom. She's the most miserable mom you've ever heard of. She sacrificed everything for her kids. But now she's monetizing her children. It's Lily Inc., Lily Bucks, and Archie. That's going to be the next phase, is she is going to start monetizing the children, especially Lily. Now, it is very odd how much she has celebrated her daughter versus Archie. It's a stark comparison. You can definitely tell that Lily is the golden child. For whatever reason, she has decided Archie's not good enough, but Lily is where she's going to make her money. If you notice, she uses Lily a lot more for advertisement for her business. It was her and Lily running through the field, not Archie. Why not Archie? Just her and Lily. And she talked about it on her podcast when she was with Beyonce Knowles' mom, how she couldn't wait to start a business with her 4-year-old daughter. What mother talks about starting a business with their 4-year-old daughter? Like, that's the first thing as a mom you're thinking, right? Let's start a business. You're 4, you're old enough. Who says that? Right? Most mothers are like, oh, I'm so proud of my daughter. I love her. She has this personality. She's talented. We can't wait to see, what she's going to do, what her choices are going to be, what she wants to do for a career. We can't wait to see her grow up. Not, hey, I can't wait to start a business with my 4-year-old. That's just not a very normal thing for a mother to say. Melanie says, I think something is wrong with Archie, maybe artistic or something that can't happen as an extension to her. And if so, then she will make money off him also. Absolutely. This woman will monetize those children to the 9th degree. I don't think there's anything wrong with him, but if you look at the most recent Disney photo, again, they always look so different. He looks like he has brown hair and not red hair. Let me see if I can get the photo here, guys. Sorry. But again, he always looks very, very different in all of the photos. Now, there is a photo that has been circulating that is showing the kids' face at Disney. I'm not going to show that one. But if you look at Archie, if you can see, he looks like he has brown hair and not the red hair that they're always trying to Photoshop. And of course, Meghan had said, and Harry had said, that Archie tends to look like Meghan, brown hair, brown eyes. And of course, Lilibet had the blue eyes and the red hair look like Harry. So I think that's why Meghan tends to favor her daughter, because she has the aesthetic that Meghan likes. Oh, Sue says that one is not real. It looks real, though. It looks real, like it is their faces. I don't know. That's why I didn't show it. But it does look real. I think Archie looks like Meg. That's right. And she wants the child with blue eyes. Exactly. And I think she's going to come up with, and Sue Smith has said this too, a clothing line for Lily. I would not be surprised if we come up with Princess Lily clothing line for little girls. That could be one of her next endeavors, is what I'm thinking. She does own trademarks for her children's names and also domains like Princess Lily or LilibetDiana.com. She owns about 7 or 8 domains. So I would not be surprised if we would start seeing a clothing line with the children. Yes, Lily is pulling away from Meghan in that pic. So the thing that's so weird to me about this photo, first of all, in most of the photos that we've seen of Archie, he's always in pajamas. The child never gets dressed. So the fact that they're outside and they're in public, it's like, I feel like Meghan has been clapping back at us lately. I feel like her whole, I don't have to prove anything to you, is a bunch of BS, because all she's been doing for the last couple of months, I would say 2025, is proving to all of the naysayers, right? Proving to all of us trolls, is what she calls us. So this whole thing about proving that she's a mom, proving she's a nice person, because she's always having people come out and tell us how wonderful she is. Never in my life seen that before. And then, of course, the whole twerking and the baby mama dance, showing us the bump, which I don't think helped her case. And now she's taking the kids to Disneyland, because we always talk about, we never see the kids. We never see these children in public places or outside. So here again is Meghan not proving anything to us, right? She's not proving it to us. But it always looks like her children, and I don't like to pick on kids, they look disheveled. So Archie's actually wearing clothes, because normally he's in pajamas, right? But Lily is barefoot. Why is your child barefoot, and why is she wearing a see-through nightie? Is this a dress? Why does she always look, they look unkept. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to pick on the kids, but they just don't look put together. Like, you wouldn't see Charlotte running around like that in public. She's always presented correctly. Why is she not wearing tennis shoes and shorts and a little t-shirt and a little Mickey hat? Why does she look like she was just pulled out of bed and said, okay, pose for the photo? Am I the only person who is picking up that vibe? Harry and Meghan are disheveled to begin with. Yeah, you're right. No shoes. Now, I do know in another photo, she was wearing these little pink Crocs. When she went to go meet the princess, she was wearing shoes. But I just always get this, they just never look well presented. I don't know what it is about them. They just never look natural, normal. They always seem a bit awkward. I don't know. Daniela says, Lily looks like a child that's been kidnapped. Oh, yeah. The kids always look uncomfortable. like being hugged or posing with the parents, they don't look like these are our parents. We're comfortable. They always look awkward, like they're being staged, or maybe there's been several photos taken. They just don't look natural. They don't look natural. Okay, so Shime says allegedly the shoes hurt her feet and they were removed. Okay. Well, that could be. That could be. We'll have to give that a little we'll be fair if that's the case. Little Betty. Yes. We'll stop calling her Little Belly. Little Betty. James DeLuca says, always in the center, beyond immature, beyond dysfunctional. How insecure can you be? What happened to her as a young child to make this disaster of a human being? Well, she was the center of attention her whole entire life. Her father made her a princess. Her father spoiled her. That's the problem. Her father, Thomas Markle, which is very sad. Whether you like him or not, I don't think he deserves this treatment. But I think she's always grown up as a narcissist. HD Tudor believes her mother, Doria, is also a narcissist. So she kind of took after her mother. And she was always raised to be the center of attention. If you ever look at those old photographs, those old videos of Thomas Markle, how she would give him like a little stank face when he would talk to her, it was like, oh, if I ever looked at my parents like that, I'd be smacked through the room. But Meghan was very, very spoiled. And I feel that's what made her that way. But again, you're right. She is literally the focal point for every single one of those Disney photographs. And I'm going to do a video on it later today, kind of talking about this whole thing with Meghan. But yeah, she's definitely always center attention. Now here's this other picture. This one, the fake Julia Roberts smile. Oh, little hand to the face. Now there was somebody who said that, or there is a photo of Princess Diana that did the same expression when she had the ride with Harry and William. And you see Meghan doing her best Princess Diana impersonation. No, he doesn't. HD thinks everyone is a narcissist. Well, I think he says everyone can have narcissistic tendencies. Everyone can be a little bit narcissistic. That doesn't make them a narcissist. I believe Meghan is a narcissist. I don't think her father is a narcissist, but I'm sure he could be narcissistic, right? Because they're always in the press. You know, he didn't have to go to the press to get attention. Now, I know he wanted to get his daughter's attention and he was hurt, but he didn't have to do all the interviews that he did. You're right. That's a little narcissistic, but that doesn't make him a narcissist. There's a huge difference. Huge difference. Lizzie B says, I personally believe she is a malignant narcissist. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I didn't know what a narcissist was. I didn't really know what a narcissist was. I always thought a narcissist was someone who was just conceited and liked themselves a lot, which is a narcissistic trait. But there's a lot more that goes involved with being a narcissist. And I do like the fact that HD Tudor educates people and it helps us understand what Meghan is and why she does it. Why she does it. She does it for fuel. She does it for attention. So when she dropped that twerking video, she doesn't care if you hate her. She doesn't care if you hate it. As a matter of fact, she probably likes it. She wants you to hate it because why? She got 500,000 new followers and we're talking about her. So she's loving that. Even though it's a very negative attention, it's still attention. And she never got attention before. You cannot buy this kind of press that Meghan Markle has. You just cannot buy it. And she's got it in spades. So whether we love or hate her, it's still the same to her. Harry, on the other hand, I'm still surprised he let her put that video up, but apparently he doesn't care. So I do find that very strange. And covert narcissist, absolutely. So yeah, I was going to say something, but I'll just keep it to myself. But we all know someone who could be a covert narcissist. They're the ones that act like they're saviors, but they're really narcissists. Absolutely. Absolutely. Whoever Lily was pulling towards was left on the ground with the kids, her nieces. I don't know about that. Excuse me. Latanya, hi Latanya, says, oh, Meghan is a psychopath. She is enjoying it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, you sent me a picture on WhatsApp? Okay. Let's see if I can get this up here. Oh, yeah. The one of Princess Diana. Absolutely. I don't know what a narc was until HD told us. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because most of us out here aren't narcissists, so we don't think and operate the way that they do, because that doesn't make sense, right? We've all had a friend, a coworker, a parent, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a husband and wife who does things and you're like, what? You wake up one day with a brand new person who you don't recognize because they were fooling you. They love bombed you. And that's what happened to Meghan and Harry. I believe Meghan love bombed Harry. And then he became so addicted to her, he doesn't know how to stop her. Kelly says she probably threatened her dad with calling authorities if she didn't get what she wanted. Yeah, it's really weird. The whole thing with her dad, it's a very sad relationship. Her father, I'm not saying her father's perfect. I'm sure he had his faults, but he seemed like he really loved his daughter and did everything he could for her, put her through college, got her an internship with his brother or uncle, helped pay for acting classes, put her through that really nice school. He did the lighting for her school plays. I feel like he was a very involved father, took her on trips, did everything for her, and look what she did to him. The minute she didn't need him anymore, she ghosted him. And that is narcissism 101. Absolutely. She's reverting back to her younger days. She knows sex sells. I do, however, believe this video will be the beginning of her mass downfall. You could be right. But again, she gained 500,000 followers after she put out the video. So is it the young people who think it's cool that she did it? Like, again, the whole thing with her audience. That's the problem with Meghan Markle, is why she's such a cluster, you know what. She doesn't know how to identify herself because she is a narcissist and they don't have a real personality. They're void inside. They mimic people. They steal from people. They mirror from people. She's always stealing from other people because she's not original. She's like a chameleon, just a sponge, taking character traits from everybody. But when you ask Meghan who she is, she doesn't know. Is she Meghan Markle, Meghan the Duchess of Sussex? Is she Meghan? Is she Meghan Sussex? Right? Who is she? Is she Megan Spencer? Is she going to be the new Lady Spencer? Like, she doesn't know who she is. And now she's trying to run a company, and it's very obvious they don't even know what they're doing over there. They don't know their left from the right. And they don't know their target audience. They were banking on the fact that Meghan was a duchess, that she was an actress, and that her fans were just going to rush out and buy all of her products, and that's all they have to worry about is slap her name on it. But they're now realizing that's not the case. And the fact that Meghan has gone through so many names with her company alone, oh my goodness. So let's talk about this monstrosity that she's calling a business. Again, you never want to confuse your customers about your brand. People need to know who you are and what they're buying, right? Now, I know it's jam, it's not rocket science, but even that wasn't jam, it was raspberry spread, which this is what I find ironic about Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle told everyone that jam was her jam, and she didn't even sell jam. She sold spread. And then she did all those private label products, right? And it's like she couldn't even do one thing right. Just sell jam. Just make one product and make it well. That's what she should have done. But in my opinion, Meghan Markle is trying to compete with all these other people like Gwyneth Paltrow and Martha Stewart. And that was the problem. Sorry, I was coughing. Lisa says, too cheap to put enough berries in it to get the label of jam. So I have a question for y'all. If y'all make jam, because I'm not a jam maker, so educate me. Do you guys think they had to make it a raspberry spread? Because are the berries out of season? Is that why? Why it couldn't have been a jam? Is it a seasonal issue? Again, I'm not very educated on that, so I don't know. But I'm wondering, I thought she had to make it a spread because of the sugar content. Is it the amount of berries in it that's the difference? Can someone tell me that? Because I am not a jam maker. So I'm very curious if anyone knows. Okay, so Lisa says, nope, jam is 50 to 50 berries to sugar. So if she has a spread, does it mean it's like 10% berries? Like, what the heck? I'm so confused. Spread is just runny jam. Well, yes, but it's just very interesting to that. Yeah, a lot of people are thinking that the followers on her Instagram page are bots. Yeah, I do believe a lot of them are bots, but I think that's more on her business page. I don't know if it's on her personal page, but it did go up quite a bit in that 1 or 2 days that she did the video. So she posed to her Instagram right after she got pretty much slammed by Beyonce's mother, which I thought was hilarious. That she was like, to all of who've been wondering and waiting, thank you for 2 months, Meghan. For 2 months, they've been waiting. Your favorites are returning, plus a few new things we can't wait to show you. Coming this month, get excited. Nobody is excited, Meghan. The excitement died 2 months ago. This is a woman who doesn't know how to strike when the iron is hot. I mean, she doesn't know how to iron in the first place, but the woman, you don't wait 2 months after your product is sold out in 45 minutes and then tell people at some point during this month, we don't know when, but at some point, be ready because we're going to restock your favorites. Well, what exactly are we restocking here? Again, no information. But this was right after she told Beyonce mom that she was taking a break and they had to reconfigure and look at the data and decide what their customers wanted. They wanted the product that they ordered, Meghan, the honey that people paid for and didn't get. Yeah. Now my prediction is she's going to restock the raspberry sludge without the commemorative packaging. Because if you go to her website, the only product that doesn't say sold out, it says coming soon, and it's been like that for 2 months, is the raspberry sludge. So I think she's going to refill that and maybe the gerbil edible flowers. But is she really going to restock that private label cookie and crepe mix and the honey that most people didn't even get? I will be surprised if she actually refills those. So my prediction, we're going to put out a prediction. I could be completely wrong. I think it's going to be the raspberry sludge as a refill. And then she's going to come out with that weird planter. Do y'all remember on her Instagram post, she had like a white planter that had like her logo on it? I think that's going to be her new product, is going to be a planter and the raspberry sludge. Let me know in the comments, do you think the mythical honey or the flowers or the other stuff is going to come back? Let me know. Lisa says it's sauce. She admitted it on JKL Baby Talk interview. She said it didn't set, water will never set. Interesting. The mythical honey. Elaine says they are so going to try to sabotage the King's B-Day trooping. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I know she's getting an award from that museum. Now, I don't know if that was pre-planned, if they would have just picked a random date and just happened to be trooping the color. I don't know about that. But again, we all know that Meghan and Harry always went to upstate, the royal family. Dana K says the difference between jam and spread. Google says jam is half and half sugar and fruit, boiled down for thickness. Spread is anything spreadable, including fruit, not boiled down to thickness. Oh, what? It was just announced it's rosé wine. Ooh, when did they announce that? I got to go check that out. I didn't see that. So Meghan Markle's coming out with a rosé wine. Interesting. See, what I find weird is why in the first place would somebody who doesn't have a lot of experience in the entrepreneurial space, Meghan Markle, why would you come out with food products? Because food products, that's a big deal. You can make people sick. It's harder shelf life, production. I would have thought she would have come out with like a makeup line, a clothing line, a perfume, a book, anything, yoga mat. But food products are, you really got to know what you're doing with food. Like she's getting sued for the lady with the bath salts. It was just a recipe, but she's already getting a lawsuit. I don't think that lady's going to win. I'm going to be honest. I think it's a money grab. But I'm waiting for the class action lawsuit for the people who didn't get their honey and who paid for it, who got the IOU, right? I'm going to send you something real nice, real nice. I don't know when. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to send you something real nice. Literally an IOU from Meghan for the honey that people paid for, right? Didn't get. I'm like, where's the lawsuit? And then I'm surprised someone's not saying, hey, I got sick from eating your raspberry drudge. I'm literally surprised that someone didn't open up and find a bug or some mold or some listeria outbreak, y'all. I mean, seriously. So the fact that the woman's going to come out with wine, again, food is a very, very tricky thing to come up with if you don't know what you're doing. Right? And of course, it is private label, so hopefully the factories are all safe. But again, this is a very weird business to start out with. Right? Sue knows. Sue's a nurse. She probably can tell you all the people who've gotten sick from stuff. Yeah, it's crazy. Absolutely. And you could buy that stuff from the supermarket again. So Meghan Markle, in my opinion, she's not running a business. This is a novelty shop. And the novelty is buying something from a royal duchess. That's the novelty. So the commemorative packaging was a good idea for her fans. But again, it is not a sustainable business where you're going to buy it over and over and over again. Again, is it really that good? Do people want to pay the $10 for that? No, absolutely not. Angel Crest says she has no idea what she's doing. It takes years to formulate a food business. Absolutely. But let's be honest here, y'all. She private labeled everything. And the thing that was so shocking, it wasn't even organic. Not even organic. The woman who acts like she's like drinking rainwater. She bathes in rainwater. She's so much better than us. Literally feeds her kids frozen chicken nuggets. Right? And private labels stuff that's not even organic. Like, what is the point? At least make it organic. At least Gwyneth Paltrow is like organic, gluten-free. I mean, she makes us all feel like we're crap human beings because she would rather die than drink a Diet Coke. But I mean, okay, right? She sells a candle that smells like a vagina. Okay, at least it's different. But private label jam that's subpar, what the hell's special about that? Because it has your name and your tag on it? At least make me feel pretentious. Like when I buy Grey Poupon, I feel special because it's a fancy mustard. But I mean, this is not even Grey Poupon. It's like Walmart jam. Not even special. Nothing. I wouldn't buy Gwen's stuff either. Well, that's true. But I mean, at least Highgrove is really good and it's organic. Girl, you make me laugh and then cough. I'm sorry, Sue. I'm sorry. Joe says roast chicken. Maybe she would added flowers. You guys, I just can't with this woman. And the flowers, like I just can't believe that Netflix is paying this woman millions of dollars for this cooking show. I think season 2 is just going to be another content bonanza, right? I mean, we can't beat I'm Sussex now, but I think there's going to be a gold mine with Chrissy Teigen. Oh my God. Could she not have picked the worst person? I mean, was she purposely trying to pick someone that people hated more than her? Was that her goal? Because I think she won. That's going to be an interesting episode to watch Chrissy Teigen and Meghan. Yuck. Someone says, I would love to try Highgrove's jam. So it is so good. Now, let me tell you what's really good. Their shortbread cookies, phenomenal. Tasted buttery. They melt in your mouth. Fresh. I do have tea, loose tea. I think it's called the Prince of Wales tea. I haven't tried it yet because I'm a little afraid of loose tea. I'm going to be honest, as an American, I don't know how to make loose tea. It kind of freaks me out. I don't know. Are we not supposed to eat the leaves? I don't have one of those things that you put in your tea. It kind of intimidates me. I'm going to be honest. But I am going to get one of those things from Amazon where you can dip it in your tea, and I'm going to try the tea. But if you have a chance, go to Highgrove and get yourself some of the jelly and the shortbread cookies. The proceeds go to charity. Now, the shipping, it was a nightmare. I spent more on shipping than I did on my actual order, but it was worth it. Again, I can't order it again, but it was the freshest cookies I've ever eaten in my entire life. They were amazing. I guarantee you, the one that came out the box for Meghan and her little flour sugar cookies did not taste that good. That's all I'm going to say. Meghan's tea is now available. It's called Loose Cannon. That's funny. Oh my goodness. You would get lead poisoning from her tea. Hi, Dell. Well, Possibly her coffee. Y'all know that Clever Blends was a little controversial. It had a little bit of lead in it, but apparently they fixed it or paid for it, either way. Yeah, Judy. Hi, Judy. Judy says, I recently bought raspberry preserves at the dollar store. It was pretty runny. Ugh. I now know where M gets her spread. Yeah, again, she private labeled all of that stuff. Nothing was original. So this is what I find weird about Meghan, where she puts out these Instagram videos like she's Betty Crocker, June Cleaver. I'm just up here cooking in the kitchen for my kids because, like, we all believe she ever does that. She's making all of this homemade jam, but we all know she's just private labeling it. I mean, is it a recipe? How hard is it? Strawberries and sugar? Okay, that's real original. And lemon. Again, that's not unique to Meghan. So I just find this whole thing super weird. Lizzie, I purchased it when she launched her brand and it's really good. RDT is ringtone. Shipping is pricey. Get someone to go on it with you. That way it's not too bad. What does she mean by ringtone? Shipping is pricey. Okay. I don't know what that means. Rat's ass, that's hilarious. Says, back in my day, one simply would call these two bums. They came to America and just became bums. It kind of covers all grifters and these here to bum off of others. They rely on others for lifestyle. Absolutely. Absolutely. Lisa says she couldn't even stir in rhythm going opposite directions. It was awkward. Yeah, and I'm going to work on a video, guys. There's just I've never in my life seen someone who documents their entire life the way that Meghan does. Their private life for two people who want privacy. There's always a camera. It's a little weird, if you ask me. Terry Tamil says there's no season 2. It's a continuation of a boring season 1. Did not watch the first episodes and won't watch the second part. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, it is a continuation of season 1. And I got to be honest with y'all, I only made it through like the first 3, maybe 4 episodes of season 1, and I fell asleep. Sue and I were talking. I think she actually watched them all. I couldn't. I tried, but I just couldn't. And I was doing it for content and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I can't. I can't finish it. It's so bad." So this is going to be very, very interesting. Joe says, "Why does she always dance? That looks like a pole she's missing." Yeah, she always tries to act like she's so happy. Yeah, I don't know. Wanda Co says all these videos she's putting of jam and honey on her page is an insult to people who have been scammed on her website. Yeah, it's like she's teasing all the people. Oh, look, guys, don't you wish you could have bought this? Sorry, sold out. Too bad. It's very, very weird. Absolutely weird. Lisa says canceled Netflix the minute they got a deal, never looked back. Yeah, a lot of people have. That is for sure. So, okay, so I think I have another thing to show you guys. But again, everything with Meghan and her brands and her messaging is just off. Nothing makes sense. She doesn't know how to market anything. I was going to show you guys another photo, but I don't have it made yet. So we'll just go on here. Deborah says they document and film everything because you never know when she'll need to post something to get the spotlight back on her. Absolutely. Where are her factories? China? Yeah, good question. You know, when she changed her name from American Riviera Orchard, which we all know the reason as to why she did it because she couldn't get the trademark, but she made up that fake little story about, we just wanted to make sure it wasn't done by region, all this weird stuff that she was talking about. But we all know the real reason why she didn't do it was so she could private label outside of California. So she very well could have done China or Mexico or any other country that she wanted to. That is 100% correct. Everything with Meghan Markle is just about making money. Nothing about this woman is authentic. Again, the fact that people actually spent their hard-earned money on her product is very sad, and it's very unethical in my opinion, because nothing about this woman is sincere. She's a copycat, and you can tell it's just a money grab. She doesn't really care about her business. She's not really trying to be a successful entrepreneur. She just wants to become a billionaire. Everything with Meghan is about the dollar bills. That is all it is. The woman could care less about her product. She could care less about her fan base. She could care less about the people who bought her product. All she wants is the money. That's it. That is all Meghan Markle wants. And it's very, very evident that she doesn't care, and people are going to start picking up on it very, very soon. She's one of those people, she doesn't stick to anything, and she just goes on to the next big thing. She doesn't have the patience or the tenacity to be a real entrepreneur, and it shows. It shows. In my opinion, she finds little businesses closing, buys their stock, then puts her label on it, and that's her hours of work. Yeah, absolutely. Again, the woman's just weird. Nothing with her makes sense. So she puts out this really weird picture on her As Ever official just the other day. She says, "So excited for all of the good to come, running into the weekend." It's like, what? You look like the lady from The Ring. What in the world is with this hair, this outfit? And this is her business page. You're not telling us anything about your business. Just so excited for all the good to come. Again, nothing about her business. It's like maybe a picture of the product that's coming. But no, Meghan in a white dress running in the ocean. That's going to get everyone excited about her jam. Again, talking about marketing and messaging, they're a mess. This is a mess. Are you going to go buy from this woman? Are you excited for restocking her product because she puts a picture of her in a white skimpy dress a couple days after she was dropping it like it was hot on her personal page, squatting before she supposedly gave birth, twerking, and then she puts this out as her business page, her business message. Again, yes, Corona Royal's spoof of that video is gold. I know, if I would have had time, you guys, I would have put it on here. I apologize. I'm trying to get better at doing lives. I'm not that good. But she just looks like a troll. Like, what is wrong with this woman? This is not a business post. She's treating it like it's just her personal gram. All for the gram. Exactly, Carol. Why not put out a photo of the products with a message? How about telling people when you're going to, restock the honey that they paid for? Huh? How about that? How about that? But nope, they get to look at Meghan in the ocean. Rex Tech says, "I can't help but think they are living on loans and advances on our contracts. I'm expecting to hear about a bankruptcy soon. They have been riding on her $100 million Netflix contracts." Absolutely. Yeah, I don't think they got paid near the $100 million that they were projected to make with Netflix. That was a projection. I think they probably got maybe 20 million for their H&M documentary. I think that's a possibility. Now, according to Neil Sean, and again, I'll cover this in a video, Netflix was pissed, or as we say in Texas, pissed. They was pissed when they saw that twerking video. because that was taken, you guys, in 2021, and they did their H&M documentary. I believe it was the end of 2022. Thankfully, right after Her Majesty had passed away in her funeral. That came out in November, I believe, of 22, and then Spare came out in January of 23. They were like, "Do you have any extra footage, stuff laying around that we could use?" And they're like, "No, no, don't have anything." Well, according to Neil Sean, they were like, "Excuse me, what the hell is that? We could have used that, right? In our docu-series that we paid you 25 plus million for, you're holding out on the baby dance and you just put it out for free on your Instagram? Are you shitting me? You shitting me?" And then they have that monstrosity of a cooking show, which was a nightmare. They could have thrown that in there. That might have helped the ratings a bit. Said, "Oh, by the way, y'all, look at Meghan." But no, they put out for free on her Instagram. So you could just imagine Netflix was like, "Huh? What? You just put it out for free?" Again, it was for Meghan to grow her Instagram because all Meghan cares about is being an influencer because she's trying to create a life without Harry. Because we all know he's running out of his usefulness, right? So you can just imagine the plates flying over there at Netflix when they saw the twerking video on her Instagram and that they missed out on that video. And let's be honest, I think there's a lot more videos, guys. There's a lot more to come because Meghan and Harry are constantly being photographed and filmed for their entire relationship, their entire marriage. It's like, who the hell's filming and why? It's very, very unnatural. It's not normal. Again, if you're filming for a show, okay, but you're not going to film 24/7 for 7 years. And they had footage of them, right before they did Megxit. Do y'all remember the footage of her hanging out and not caught? Why were they filming a documentary before they even left the royal family? Why was there a film crew? Why was there photos and footage of her crying and packing up the house? That was well before Megxit. So I think, you guys, there's a lot more that's going to be coming out very, very soon. Absolutely. Okay, I've been over here running my mouth. Let me get the comments. Did I miss anything? Oh, Cherie Denise. Yes, I love her. She's absolutely hilarious. Kinsey Schofield theory that it was filmed for Netflix content and never used. They fake everything. Well, that could be a possibility because that was filmed in 2021 and the documentary came out a year later. So I don't know, but very well could be. The only time M feels she exists is if there is a camera nearby. Being a narcissist, she loves the camera. Absolutely. Celeste says, Harold given millions to Archwell too, allegedly. Yeah, allegedly. I think he might have made a couple $1 million donations, but they spend so much money on staff just to keep afloat. And the amount of money they actually donate is so, so small. Now, I am going to be very interested to see the taxes for next year because Harry has kind of bumped off with some of his charities, Centabale, African Parks. Things aren't looking well in the philanthropic space. And Archwell doesn't do a lot of donations, in my opinion. So I'm very interested to see what their profit margin is going to be for next year. Hi, Kevin. Nice to see you. Kevin from KCMO. Oh, I'm killing it. Thank y'all. I feel weird because I'm talking, like, I know I'm talking to you guys, but I can't hear you guys. So I don't know if, hopefully you guys are enjoying this. It's really weird, right? Let's see here. You guys have any questions or comments, concerns? Latanya says, do you all think the royal family is okay with their behavior? by keeping them on the website. Oh, you think they're okay with the behavior? I don't think so. I do believe, in my opinion, that this might have pushed it over the edge. I'm hoping, because she's making them look really, really bad. So I would not be surprised if we start seeing some major changes happening very, very soon. And, I love King Charles, but I have gotten to the point where I'm like, you really need to do something. We love you, sir, but seriously, we need something to happen. So at least take them off the dang website, right? They had a link to her or the Sussex website. It's such a shame. They should not even have any attention whatsoever. I believe that page should only be for the working royals. And I believe Andrew needs to be removed too. All of them, just the working royals, because that is who's representing them. Andrew's not doing anything. Why is he on the page? Get him off. Same thing with the Sussexes. They need to be removed. And I believe that, according to sources, William is pissed. He is really, really pissed because look how bad she looks. She's so trashy. So I'm really hoping that they'll wake up, and maybe by next year, they do things weird. They have a very weird timing, but I think people are getting really fed up with it. That is 100% for sure. Elaine says she probably has film from her childhood until now. She's always wanted to be in front of the camera. There are people out there who do document their lives. They document a lot of things. They have a lot of photos, a lot of, she did have those movies. Her dad apparently filmed, quite a bit because that's what he did for a living. So he did document quite a few with their home movies. But with Meghan and Harry, it just seems odd. Like she had a plan or a motive when she first got married. She's documented this whole relationship on a level that's just not normal, in my opinion. I think there's something a little off there. Now, the other thing I'm going to ask y'all, and I want y'all to leave me a comment. Do you guys remember, excuse me, my voice is going, but y'all remember when she was married to Trevor, she had all of the wedding video destroyed, right? So for a woman who likes to chronicle her life through videos and through photos, why would she delete her wedding video? And she did it when she was still married to him. Do y'all remember that story? So to me, it seems like she's always had some kind of weird master plan, that she married Trevor because maybe he forced her because they were together for like 7 or 8 years. I believe he helped her get on Suits. She had used him. And so she's like, okay, I'll marry the guy, whatever. And then once I go to Ken, I'm just going to dump him, right? Once I get on the show, I'm just going to mail him his ring back. And that's what she did. And she got rid of all the evidence practically of their wedding, like he didn't exist. Like she didn't want that to be on her record. But with Harry, they document everything. Their engagement, she was filming it with her friend. She knew somehow he was going to propose, filming behind the scenes before they even left the royal family. Why are you filming this? Isn't this happening in real time? Why is there a production? Everything with Harry and Meghan is so calculated and orchestrated. It's weird. I think she has some master plan that's going on. And I also believe she's got a lot of footage of Harry in compromising positions. Remember, this guy likes to use recreational mushrooms, some wacky tobacco. Just saying. I think she's got herself a divorce book, a little file on her computer with some photos and some image, you know what I'm saying? Some videos, audio recordings. Again, she's a narcissist. She probably gaslighted him and he's probably screaming bloody murder, and she's got it all on tape. Kind of an Amber Heard, Johnny Depp situation. I don't think I'm wrong. Right. Del Plummer said the royal family bleached her past and her first annulment. Yes, absolutely. I do believe they had to do a little cleanup. See, I think Meghan, this is my opinion, but I think Meghan played that I think I'm pregnant card. So we better get to the church on time, bypass Eugenie, and let's get married quick. I don't think anyone wanted them to get married, but I think she played I'm pregnant card. And then that's why her dress was too big. And then, oh, oopsie, guess what? I guess I wasn't pregnant. How did that happen? Got married, got pregnant really quick. But again, they cleaned up her past 100%. But she was already divorced. So having an annulment, was that a big deal? I mean, she was already divorced. So I don't know if that was a big deal or not. But yeah, there's a lot of conspiracy about that annulment for sure. Tam Fitz says she'll try to tell us all one day that she was a young virgin when she married has no balls. She rewrites history so easily and thinks we were all stupid enough to believe her. Exactly. Her history book is like an etch-a-sketch, constantly rewriting it. Hi, Nini. Thank you for joining. Gizer says, I believe has a plan but will fail. Absolutely. Absolutely. Celeste says the photo of her allegedly pregnant. Yeah. And again, the whole thing with the baby bump. Oh my gosh. Y'all, it's just too much. Latanya says, saw a podcast the other day. They said Meghan was part of a fine rich husband. That's how her and Harry actually met. Exactly. She did tell that one, was it Liz Cundy, that she wanted to find a rich UK husband. And look, I'm not mad at it. I'll find myself a rich UK husband. You have a manor house, sweetheart, even better. Nothing wrong with that. Own it. Be real. But Meghan did the whole, is he nice? Is he kind? Please. Okay. Come on. That's not what you were looking for. You were looking for a rich man. Okay. She was looking for a daddy. And she got Harry instead. So there you go. Let's see here. Y'all have any comments, concerns, questions before we head out? It's already been over an hour. My goodness. Hi, Lolo. It says, yes, I can, Michelle. Hello from LA. Hello. I had a little problem earlier with stuff. Is he stupid? He's a special kind of stupid. He rides the short bus, is what we call it. Yeah, Harry's not exactly a genius. But I do believe that Harry used to be a little bit nicer of a person. And I think he used to care about stuff, his charities. But he is also very jealous of his brother. He grew up in the shadow. And he got with someone like Meghan, who, thinks that they deserve everything and the best and they should be number one. And I think she definitely played into his insecurities and all of his narcissistic traits. I don't believe Harry's a narcissist, but I think he has a lot of narcissistic traits because remember, he is a royal prince and they're born into privilege and they believe that they're special. Because back in the day, people thought royalty was aligned with God, that they were above people. And so he kind of grew up with that mentality of I'm royal. Everyone bows to you your entire life and does everything for you. Your reality is different than most people. So you have already kind of an elevated sense of self. And then you have Meghan Markle, who always had an elevated sense of herself above her pay grade. And then she came in thinking they were going to be the next king and queen of the Commonwealth. And then found out they're over there and not caught with Harry, in his underoos playing video games. She wasn't happy. So she thought she was getting Jeff Bezos money. And she had little Prince Harry who was getting an allowance from his daddy. She wasn't happy. Remember, she had to charge those IKEA lamps. Anyways. Gina says, got here late. I overslept. I'll have to watch the replay. Sad I missed the beginning of the live. Oh, well, we're glad that you're here, Gina. And next time I'll try to have more photos for you guys. Bye, Maria. Night, night. Tam says, thinks she had Harold, that Prince William tried to get with her, and that is why he hates his brother so much now. Huh? I think she told Harold that Prince William tried to get with her, and that is why he hates his brother. Yeah, I think she has the hots for William, and William wasn't interested. That's what I think, but who knows, right? Dell says, did she really think she could capture William's heart if she could get near him? She is that demented and deluded. Yeah, she certainly is. Again, she thinks that she's the hottest woman in the room. Lolo says, you are absolutely right. I was an RN for over 30 years, and this is not a video of a geriatric, overdue 41 weeks woman dancing like that. Yeah, absolutely. Dell Plummer says, so glad I woke up to catch this live. 3 a.m. in Australia. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for joining. I was trying to find, excuse me, a time that would work for a lot of people. So let me know, does this time work, or should I do an hour later, an hour before? It's really hard always trying to do that. Joe says, Daddy always makes me laugh. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I do try. And of course, I have to give a shout out to my daddy who's in heaven. Let's see here. Do y'all have any more questions or comments? I think I have something started. Oh, okay. Thank you, Truth and Honesty, or Honesty and Truth, for the super chat. I really appreciate that. She said, so pleased she put this out, shown us all. No doubt, she is a liar and totally unfit to be a duchess. Harry is a complete fool and no sympathy for him either. The world is laughing at them. Absolutely. You know, I don't think anyone in the royal sphere, even other royals, are looking at that thinking, oh, that's cute, Meghan. Drop it like it's hot, girl. They're all like, oh my God. I guarantee you they're all sending sympathy baskets to the royal family. And they're all thankful that they're not part of their royal family, because they brought shame to the royal family with that video. Thank you, Stephen, for the $5 super chat. The only trademark at the notice of allowance stage as of the 3rd of June is the text "as ever" trademark application. Spread can be made 47% puree. Wow. So yeah, Stephen is wonderful. He always sends us a lot of information about the trademarks, and Meghan's trademark, y'all, is still pending. So that could be the reason why there was a delay in refilling of the products, because again, they don't even have all their ducks in a row. So the fact that she's running a business without a trademark, I'm pretty sure she's going to get it. But again, it's just sloppy. And the fact that Netflix is in bed with her and is taking on that risk is very surprising. They must have a great legal department. That's all I got to say about that. Dill Plummer says, why didn't she answer Brooke with, well, I was a prostitute. I didn't have to act like one. That's funny. You know, I really do love Brooke Shields, and that movie was a really good movie. I think it was called Pretty Baby. Very controversial for the time, that she actually did all of the scenes and she was 11, which is very surprising. It was a very good movie. Meghan can't even run a bath, or at least put some bath salts in it, right? Tam says, if my daughter ever posted a twerking video, I'd be mortified. Can't even imagine how the royal family feels right now. Oh my gosh. I really wish I could have been a fly on the wall at Windsor Castle right now. That is for sure. Holly weird equals creepy. Yes, it does. Absolutely. Well, you guys, this has been an amazing and a very fun live. Thank y'all so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. Next time, I'll have to have more pictures here. I was trying to get everything ready for you guys, but I'm kind of coming down with a cold. Hopefully, I won't have what Sue has. I don't know if Sue's still here, but she was very, very sick. So, sending hugs and prayers to Sue. But thank you to Lizzie B and to Carol, my amazing moderators. These ladies are amazing. They did a great job always putting out the links. They're always on top of it. So thank you, ladies, for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed this live, and you let me know if you want me to continue doing Sunday afternoon lives. Please leave it in the comments down below. And I had a great time. Thank y'all so much for coming here. And oh, great. I'm glad that you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, we'll try it again next Sunday. And maybe we will do a Q&A. So I will put in the community post some questions. And so that way, if y'all have a question or a specific topic, you can email me, or I'll put on a community post and we'll bring it up next week. Okay? Thank you guys so much for being here. Again, I just love y'all. You're best followers ever in the community. And we'll do this again next Sunday. All right? Bye, guys.